Welcome to Biology My Passion. I am Soumya Harikrishna. We are learning the chapter Carbon and its compounds. We are now going to deal with the second part of this chapter. Carbon has formed millions of compounds in nature. How is this possible? This versatile nature of carbon is due to two reasons. One, catenation. Second, tetravalency. What is catenation? The property of self-linking of carbon atoms by covalent bonds to form long chains is called a catenation. So these chains can go very long, and also it can be sometimes like a branched chains like this, or it can be with a carbon. Here this is not the exact structure because carbon has 4 valencies, other valencies may be satisfied with the other elements. And the second property is tetravalency. Tetravalency means the valency of carbon is 4. Since it has 4 valency, carbon can bond with the 4 other atoms of carbon or atoms of other monovalent elements. Carbon usually forms compounds with oxygen, nitrogen, chlorine, sulfur, etc. Usually, the strong bonds are formed in carbon, which makes the carbon compounds very stable. What can be the reason for the stability or the strong bonds? It is due to the fact that carbon atom is smaller in size. When it is smaller in size, the nucleus can hold on to the shared pair of electrons very tightly as the distance is less. So the bonding is very strong. If the atom is big, then definitely the bonds are weaker. In this lesson, we are going to learn about hydrocarbons. Hydrocarbons means the compounds of carbon only with the hydrogen. So there are only 2 elements in the compounds, carbon and hydrogen. So here rest of all valencies, if I satisfy with the hydrogen, they are hydrocarbons. These hydrocarbons can be of 2 different types. If there is only single bond exists between 2 carbon atoms, or all valencies of carbon are satisfied by single bond, we call it as saturated hydrocarbons. Whereas if there is a double bond between the 2 carbon atoms, then it is called the unsaturated hydrocarbon. Or there can be triple bond also sometimes, that is also unsaturated. So hydrocarbons are saturated if only single bond exists between carbon atoms, whereas if double or triple bond are there, then we call it as the unsaturated hydrocarbons. Saturated hydrocarbons have got the general name called the alkanes. So here you can see the name ends with a suffix ane, alkane. Whereas unsaturated are 2 types we told, either double bond or a triple bond. If it is having double bond, then the name ends with the "ene", they are generally called as alkenes. And if there is a triple bond, we call it as alkynes, where the suffix ends with a yne. So alkanes, ane indicates saturated, ene indicates double bond unsaturated, yne indicates triple bond unsaturated. Now their general formula also there. If it is alkane, general formula is CnH2n plus 2. Cn means number of atoms. So if the number of atom of carbon is n, the hydrogen atoms would be double that of carbon plus 2 more. For example, if the carbon atom's number is 3, okay, so what will be the number of hydrogen atom? Double of this 3 means 6 plus 2, so 8. If it is 4, then double will be 8 plus 2, 10. So this is how the general formula of alkanes come. Now when it comes to alkenes, we know CnH2n, that is just double. For example, if it is C2, it will be H4. If it is C3, it will be H6. If it is C4, it will be H8, just a double. Now when it comes to alkynes, double minus 2. For example, it is CnH2n minus 2. C2H double is 4 minus 2, 2. C3 double is 6 minus 2, 4. C4 double is 8 minus 2, 6. So H6. This is how general formula exists. Here is a sample question for you. Find out alkenes. Using the general formula, we can find out the answer here. Here C is 1. So it's if it's alkene means what? Exactly double it should be. Here it is not double, so this is not the correct answer. Here also it's not double, no. But here it is double, so this is an alkene. This is not double, but here again double, it is answer. So we have two alkenes here, C2H4 and C5H10. But if they are asking you to find out alkenes also, you can easily find out. Here double is 2, 2 plus 2, 4. So this is an alkene. Here double is 4, 4 plus 2, 6. This is an alkene. Here double is 12, minus 2, 10. So this is an alkyne. Now if they ask which is saturated, which is unsaturated, again alkenes you can write as saturated. These two are alkenes, whereas all these three are unsaturated because they have double or a triple bonds. Now we have to learn the names of this alkanes, alkenes and alkynes. So it depends upon the number of carbon atoms. If there is a prefix that we are using, to that ANE if you add, that becomes saturated or alkenes. ENE if you add, it becomes alkenes, and YNE if you add, these are all becoming the alkynes. Okay, so first carbon means not first carbon, first name. If there is a single carbon present, then it is called starts with a meth. Later what happens as the prefix depends upon the number of bonds, okay, types of bonds, single, double or triple. Then second is eth. If 3 carbons are there, prop. 4 carbon, bute. Don't read it as but it is bute. 5th carbon, pent. 6th carbon, hex. 7, hept. 8, oct. 9, non, and dec, 10. You have only up to 6 in your NCERT, but it is good to know this also, but you will be mostly asked only up to 6. So before we go ahead, you pause this video and by heart this is very important. Without learning this chapter will become very difficult for you. So anytime you should know how many numbers. Meth, if I say 1 carbon, 2 means a eth, 3 prop, 4 bute, 5 pent, 6 hex. For the time being we will learn up to 6. Okay, once again tell with me: meth, eth, prop, bute, pent, hex. Okay, so if it is only single bond alkane, what will it become? Its name is methane, right? If it is 2 carbons and single bond, ethane. If 3 carbon are bonded by single bond, propane. 4 carbons, butane. 5 carbons, pentane. 6 carbons, hexane. 7th carbon, heptane. 8th carbon, octane. 9, nonane. And 10, decane. Okay, simply don't watch this video. Grab a book, old book, and start writing with me. Okay. Now you try out the next one. If it is ethene, alkene, what will happen? If it is alkene, ENE will come. Okay. But methane cannot have alkene or alkyne because the double or triple bond exists between 2 carbon atoms, but here methane has only 1 carbon atom, so there is no possibility of alkene or alkyne with a 1 carbon atom. So if 2 carbon atoms, it becomes ethene, and this will become ethyne. Okay, propane will become propene and propyne. Butane becomes butene, butyne. Pentane becomes pentene and pentyne. Hexane becomes hexene, hexyne. Next is heptene, heptyne. Octene, octyne. Nonene, nonine. Decene and decyne. That's it. So these are the different hydrocarbons based on the number of carbon atoms. So by heart at least up to 6, and then you add the suffix that is ane, ene or ine to make them the corresponding alkane, alkene or alkynes. Now we have to learn the structural formula of each one of this. How to draw methane. We know that methane has only one carbon atom. So we are drawing that carbon atom, but it has got 4 valencies. So we are talking about hydrocarbons. So rest of the valencies are satisfied by hydrogen because there is only one carbon atom. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This is called a structural formula. This can be otherwise written as CH4. This is the molecular formula of methane. 1 carbon and 4 hydrogen. So this is methane. Now coming to ethane. Ethane has got 2 carbon atoms. Since it is an alkane, we can draw first 2 carbon atoms using a single covalent bond. Now we have to satisfy the other valencies with the hydrogen. So here 1 is gone, so 3 more are left. H, H, H. Here also 1 is shared here, 3 more are here. That is also H, H, H. This is called a structural formula. But we can write this as CH3 single bond CH3. This way of writing is called a condensed structural formula. It is like structural formula only, but we are not showing the details of the valencies here. So we are condensing it. But when we write totally C2H6, okay, that is called a molecular formula. Here condensed and molecular formula were same, but here this is condensed, this is the molecular formula. So double plus 2, CnH2n plus 2. Now we will see propane. Propane we know how many are there? 3 carbon atoms are there. For propane 1, 2, 3. First we are drawing 3 carbon atoms. Then rest of the valencies with the hydrogen. Here 3 more are there. Here 1 and 2 already satisfied. We have 2 more to draw. Whereas here 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now can you guess the structural formula? This is the structural formula. Sorry. Can you guess the condensed structural formula? Just try. Meanwhile I will also write this. Did you get like this? Yes. Then now how will you write the molecular formula? It will be C3H8 double plus 2. So we are getting that. Now next is a butane. 1, 2, 3, 4 carbon atoms. Here 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. All with the H. Okay. So what is the condensed structural formula? CH3, CH2, CH2, CH3. Then C4H10. Okay. Now if you want to write pentane, it will be 5 carbon atoms, CH3 on both the ends, in between all are CH2. When it comes to hexane, 6 carbon atoms in line, first and 6th are CH3, in between 4 are CH2. So you can try up 10 carbon atoms yourself with the structure formula, condensed structural formula and a molecular formula. Now we will see how to draw alkene. So first methane, we cannot write methane because there is only one carbon. Ethene we can draw. Ethene. How many carbon atoms are there? 1 and 2. But we need a double bond. So already 2 satisfied. So rest are 2 more hydrogen we have to draw. The same thing if you draw here or here or here, no problem. Position is not a problem. But you have to show every carbon should have 4 lines around it or 4 arms around it. So how will you write the condensed formula? CH2 double bond CH2. What is the molecular formula? C2H4 double. Now next propene. 1, 2, 3. Double bond is required only at one place. So I am making it here. So here already 2 gone. So 2 more only required. Here already 3 gone. So only 1 is required. You can write down also or here also. Here 3 more are there. Okay. So how will you get the condensed formula? CH2 double bond CH single bond CH3. So what is the molecular formula? C3H6. Okay. So I will write up to butene. You try yourself and see whether it is coming correct. 1, 2, 3, 4. So condensed formula will be CH2 double bond CH single bond CH2 single bond CH3. Molecular formula C4H8 double. Okay, it's correct. So now you can try the rest of the structures yourself. Now we will see alkynes. Methane is not there. Now we will start with the ethane. Ethane means how many carbon atoms? 2. 1, 2, 3. Always see carbon has 4 lines around it. 3 already gone. So 1, 2. So CH, triple bond CH, C2, H2. Now propene. 1, 2, 3. Here I am making triple. So 3 gone, 1. All 4 gone. So here 1, 2, 3. So condensed will be CH, triple bond C, single bond CH3 or C3, 1, 2, 3, 4, H4. Now butene, 1, 2, 3, 4. Here I am making triple. So 1 more is required. Here nothing is required. Here 2 more required. Here 3 more. So what is the condensed formula? CH, triple bond, C, single bond, CH2, single bond, CH3. 1, 2, 3, 4, C4, H6. So rest you can try out. Can we test some compound is saturated or unsaturated? Yes, we have 2 tests. One is called a bromine water test. So bromine water is actually orange in color due to the bromine present in it. But when unsaturated compound reacts with it, it will decolorize that orange water. So if the color is losing, then it is unsaturated. Otherwise it is saturated, because saturated hydrocarbons do not change the color of bromine water. The same way, second is using alkaline potassium permanganate, KMnO4. This compound we have to study again in this chapter. So this potassium permanganate is a purple color solution. It's an aqueous solution. If it is very cold aqueous solution, when we call it as Bayer's reagent. Here again, if it reacts with the unsaturated compounds, they can decolorize this purple color solution. Otherwise, if it is saturated, the color will exist or retain. This test you will not find in your NCERT, but it is just to know this, understand. If you find my lessons useful, please like this video and also post a comment giving your suggestions or asking your questions. Also, if you find this good, please share with your friends, and finally subscribe the channel also. Thank you for watching Biology My Passion.